Hi everyone! I hope you're safe and well and getting lots of work done at home. Today I've got a PowerPoint to show you and talk you through all about road safety. So we're in our winter months and it is getting dark a lot earlier than normal. So just a few points about how to stay safe when you're out walking, cycling or on your scooter. So a little PowerPoint, then a quiz, so you need to make sure that you're paying attention to it, and then I'm going to set you a little challenge at the end. Bye for now! So, road safety, what does that make you think of? Shout things out at the screen. Good. When I see or hear road safety, I'm thinking about walking safely across roads, looking out for traffic. I'm thinking, as a driver, I'm thinking of driving safely and sticking to the speed limits, especially when you see the ones that say 20's plenty, because they're usually around houses where perhaps little boys and girls are running out and playing. I'm also, as a driver, looking out for pedestrians walking. As a mummy, I'm making sure that my boys know how to cross the road properly and talking to them about the dangers about playing on pavements or places near roads. So let's have a little look at this picture here. Can you spot what's safe and what's not? So there's quite a few pictures here. So see if you can decide which ones would be a safe thing to do and which ones are not. Again, shout things out if you can, or tell an adult or a family member if they're next to you, or write them in your jotter. Okay, let's have a little look then. So super travellers, so we've got some here. So the first one that we can see is someone putting on their seatbelt. That's very important. You should be doing that every time you go into a car. We've also got the little girl underneath, and she's out at night time, which is something that lots of us are probably doing just now because of how early it's getting. The dark nights are coming in much earlier now. And this little girl has got reflectors on. She's wearing things that can be seen at night, which is another important point. Then in the middle, you've got the little boy and his mum using the pelican crossing. The girl in her booster seat, and then at the bottom right you've got the little girls on their bikes wearing helmets. Again, very important. Let's have a little look at the points that we need to consider. So the first one, goodness me, the mum is driving whilst using her mobile phone, which is against the law, we shouldn't be doing that. And then the little boy and girl look like they're in the car without a seatbelt on. And they're jumping around, which isn't great. The one underneath, we can see the boy with no helmet. And the one just to the right about that, it looks like this little boy's about to run right out onto the road without looking. And there's a car coming straight for him. The one above that, I'm sure you can see that there's a car and it's parked right outside of the school, which is very dangerous because boys and girls can come out of there and go straight onto the road. And then the last one there, this boy is looking straight at his mobile phone, which I see quite a lot in boys and girls when they're walking about, especially when they're crossing the roads. And again, that's very dangerous. Adults do it as well, right enough, not just boys and girls. So have a wee look at all of that and just keep that in your mind whenever you're out and about. So here we are here. So we've got 4 different ways that I've given you a wee picture of maybe you're travelling or walking to school or going to a different destination. So we've got just walking, we've got cycling, or perhaps you might go on your scooter. We've got travelling in the car and going by bus. So let's have a little look about walking around town. So it's very important, boys and girls, when you're walking, either with an adult or just by yourself or with friends, if possible, when you're crossing the road, you should be using the pelican crossing. Even if there are no cars coming, you should still be stopping there, pressing the button and waiting on the green man coming up. You've also got the lollipop man, which we have outside of our school. So even if you think, oh, I don't need to use that, there's nothing coming, always just go to him and he will make sure that you get across the road safely. So boys and girls, very sadly, every day in our country, there are boys and girls hurt by traffic on roads while they're walking or on their bikes. So although you think, oh, I know all of this, just a little reminder to be safe, especially just now because you're maybe going out walks round about your local area. So we should always stop, look both ways, listen to see if you can hear anything coming, have another look and think, is it safe to cross? And if you think it is, then you walk across the road, never ever run across the road in case you fall. If you are out on your bike or your scooter, I'm sure we all know that it is very important to be wearing a helmet. This protects your head and making sure that nothing is damaged if you were to fall. And you can see the picture to the left there is giving you a really good close-up of what it's protecting. Travelling by bus or car, it's very important that before the car sets off, you put your seatbelt on and you tell your driver if you've not had a chance to do it yet, and just to give you a little bit more time. You do it for every journey, even if it's a wee tiny short one, and you think, oh, nothing's going to happen, you never know, and it's always important to be safe. Never ever ever undo your seatbelt on the journey, even if it's to get something that you think is very important. The law says that you must use a car seat or a booster until you're 12 or 135 centimetres tall. And always, boys and girls, exit the car or enter the car from the safest side, which is usually, especially at school, if your mummy or daddy have parked the car for you to get out, always get out at the pavement side. You shouldn't be getting out at the road, because remember, that's a road for cars to come up and down. So always get out at the pavement side. So facts, boys and girls, if you're not belted up and you were to be in a crash, which I'm hoping that will never happen to you, you would be thrown forward with the force of a small elephant. So that's just a little fact, not to scare anyone, just to make people aware that it is very important to be putting on your seatbelt and you will be nice and safe. So other important safety tips: make sure you can be seen, especially during the winter months and darker nights. And you can do this by putting bright clothing on. Quite a lot of jackets now have the reflectors on them, but if possible, make sure you're wearing something bright. Got a little advert for you just now to have a little listen to. This was an advert used a few years back.
Take care on the street. Use your head and bend your feet. Don't run out like a fool. Take your time and play it cool. If you don't stay alert, you could end up getting hurt. You gotta stop and think, then you'll be king of the road. King of the road.
So that was just a little advert just to tell you to make sure when you're crossing that you're stopping, you're having a little check, and you're thinking before going across safely. So, a little bit of a quiz now. Some of them were mentioned during the PowerPoint, other ones you can just have a wee think. Now you can either write these down on a bit of paper, share them with your adult that's there with you, or if you're there by yourself, just shout them out at the screen. So who must sit in a car seat or booster when travelling in a car? Well done, I'm sure you got that right. So it's until you are up to 12 years of age and or 135 centimetres tall. Well done. When out and about or walking to school, what should you do when crossing the road? Excellent. So there's a few things there. If you're crossing the road and there's a pelican crossing, well, that would be the safest. You could use that, making sure that you're waiting on the green man coming. If perhaps you're going to school, you could use the lollipop man to cross over. Or if you are walking across and there's neither of those things, remember we stop, we look both ways, we have a little listen to see if there's or hear anything coming, and we think, is it safe to cross? And we have another look and then we cross over. Question 3. What will keep you safe when walking or cycling during the darker nights? That's right, well done. Wearing clothing that can be seen will keep you safe, especially in the darker nights. That's just to make sure that cars can see you if you are crossing the road. Question 4. What should you always wear when riding your bike or on your scooter? Excellent. Please, boys and girls, make sure you're putting your helmet on. Again, even if you think, oh, I'm just going out cycling with my friend around my home area, it's still very important to wear a helmet. Question 5. When travelling by car or bus, what should you do before your journey? Good, well done. I know you all know this one. You should make sure that you have got your seatbelt on. And if you haven't had time to do it, tell the person that's driving. You just need that little bit of extra time. Question 6. When getting into and out of a car, what door should you use? That's right, good. You should always use the door the safest side. So usually that's the door that's perhaps next to the pavement, making sure that you're not just getting out of the one next to you, even if you need to go across the car to the other side. It's always the safest thing to do. Question 7. What do you think this sign means? Good, well done for giving it a try. The red rings or circles that you can see here tell you what you must not do. So this sign means that there should be no pedestrians allowed. So if you ever see that sign, it means that it's perhaps not safe for you to walk in a certain area. And question 8, have a little look at this picture. You've got some parked cars and there's an A, a B and a C. Now you're having to cross this road. What part would you choose to cross at? The A, the B or the C? Good, well done. It's going to be the B, isn't it? Because if you have to cross between parked cars, try to find a space where there's a big gap between the cars so that the passing traffic has the best chance of seeing you. And never ever, boys and girls, cross between parked vans or lorries because they might be too big for them to see you safely. So B is definitely the best one there. Well done everyone, that was super. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. Okay, now it's competition and challenge time. So what I want you to do is to design a road safety picture. Now this can be done in your jotter, or if you happen to have another bit of paper, it can be done in white paper, it can be done in card, coloured paper, whatever you've got at home. And remember, when you're doing a poster like this, it should be colourful. You maybe want to have a slogan on it, or maybe just a statement that you want to get out there. Some pictures. We want it to be nice and colourful, and we want it to stand out. Now what we're going to do is pick one from each class, and then probably plus one, and we're going to make a yearly calendar for the school. So if you get chosen, you'll be in the calendar, and I'm hoping Mrs. McClymondt allows us to then print one off for each class, and we can have it in there. So this, if you have this done and posted back in by Monday the 1st of February already, that gives you just about a week to do it. And then I'll have a little look through them, and I'll let you know who the winners are. And I'll get back to you on where you're going to post it. It'll be in your teams, but I'll give you a little idea of exactly where when I figure that out. Okay, well done everyone. That was super work, and good luck with your poster design. Bye for now.